Hello, everyone, and welcome to the new podcast of the Certified Gamer Boys. Who came up with that name?
Um, I don't know, actually. I'm sure
And
it
I
was
might
you.
neither. I think it was. I was trying to make like a Drake parody, but
Mm.
then Kanye and Drake wrapped up the beef, so it's kind of awkward now. Eh. Anyway, well, this is a new podcast. I've never done one of these before, as you could probably tell. But Jack, the man behind the camera. No, there is no camera,
Well, we're
but
both
the man
behind the
behind
camera.
the man behind the podcast software has developed not developed it, but used the podcast software.
However, I can say the profile picture was all Andrew.
Yeah, that was me, and that is a picture of me. It's one of the weirdly more flattering photos that I have.
Mm.
Um, but you'll get to know that soon enough.
Yeah.
Anyway, what this channel aims to do is entertain, inspire, and talk about stuff, things. I don't know. I honestly don't
We
care either.
we we want to grow as well.
Do we?
Well,
Like,
at the
we
minute we
don't
have.
we don't we don't want to talk about inflation on here.
I
I
know, I
mean,
know, I know.
keep that stuff for your DeviantArt page. Don't air it out for everyone to see. Uh, but anyway, we're here to have fun because
Oh,
it's not about the winning, it's about the money that counts.
yeah.
Yep. So, should we get on to our first topic?
Yeah. So, first topic is terrible 2021 launches of games.
Ratio.
Pardon?
Ratio.
Yeah.
I just ratioed you.
I don't know what that meant, but would you like to kick us
Right.
off with what your terrible game launch was that you played?
I'd like to kick you if you say that again. Uh, right. So, terrible 2021 game launches. First you've got Battlefield, which is less appealing than a chili ice cream. It launched with terrible physics, a lot of bugs,
Yeah.
and the helicopters don't go in a helicopter in that game because you'll end up doing a lot of bad
Can I
stuff with
add
the
one
helicopter.
thing? Onto
No, you,
Battlefield, when
no,
it
you
was in
can't.
when it was in beta, if you played on the PS4 version, it crashed your whole PlayStation and overheated it because PS4 cannot handle the servers.
I can vouch for that. I had a PS4 Pro. They're meant to handle the best of stuff,
Yeah,
and
the
it broke
fan
whenever
didn't.
I tried to start Netflix. I couldn't even
um, right.
Netflix and be anxious.
Hmm.
You know.
Anyway, so I got the GTA Trilogy first day. I personally didn't have any bugs until I started getting more into the game. I did this mission where there's all these statues. They had no arms or legs.
Are
That
you
was
sure that
actually
wasn't
quite
just a
recent.
design choice?
The graphics, I guess they're better, apart from the rain on GTA 3. You cannot see
And the
through it.
character models.
Character models,
They
horrendous.
all look like eggs.
Yeah. And the cars, they didn't even change the cars, like how they drive or anything. They're still
Yeah.
crazy.
Like, apparently it's meant to be with the GTA engine.
No, that was literally all they did was add a weapon wheel, waypoint, and a radio station wheel. And change the
It,
controls to like more update. Vanguard, has any of us got that yet?
no, but I have actually made a mistake by adding it to this. I was basing this solely off of the user reviews, but
Yeah.
I've played the game and I actually like it. I actually sort of like it. It's not very realistic. If you want a realistic shooter, play Escape from Tarkov. Don't play
Yes.
Call of Duty.
That is an amazing game on PC,
It's an
but
amazing game.
only if you're gonna have the patience to play.
Yeah, it is a very patient game.
Yeah,
It also doesn't work half the time, but
I know. It's still in beta, I think. I believe, anyway.
how is it going to be in beta? People are calling it a scam.
It's not a scam. Well, I think they're saying that because every like couple of months they wipe everything, so anything you had resets.
Yeah,
Shall we
yeah,
move on to the next
exactly.
topic?
Or we could move on to FIFA, which isn't a bad game
Okay.
launch, but it's a mediocre one.
Well, I would say they over promoted it this year, saying it was all
They-
captured in real life. It looks the exact same.
No. It's not about the looks. It's about the gameplay. I've noticed a real difference in the gameplay. Plays a
Mm,
lot slower. There's a lot more emphasis on passing, despite the fact that the passing is terrible this year.
yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
I have no idea how to segue on to the next topic.
Andrew, what is your game of the week?
My game of the week is Stony Hawk's Pro Waiter 1 and 3.
Right, so what it means Tony Hawk Skater 1 and 2 PS5 edition. Why is that your game of the week?
It's totally rad, dude. Like, it's like so gnarly. But in all seriousness, it is a very faithful remaster of. It's not just a remaster; it's a remake
Yeah.
of the Tony Hawk's 1 and 2. I'd say that it plays extremely well. The graphics engine, I am honestly surprised that it was built off the same engine as the disaster that was Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 5.
Yeah.
And honestly, it is genuinely amazing. The parks have so much detail put into them. The collectibles are challenging yet rewarding. The only issue I do have is the remaining countdown timer, which can offer a lot more restrictions. What is your game of the week?
Well, the game I've been playing the most is got to be the GTA San Andreas.
All right.
Like, yes,
What do you
apart
like
from all the
about it?
flaws, I never played it before when it was the old
What if you?
version because I didn't like the controllers, but now I do. I'm just pretending, ignoring all the bugs and just playing it for all it is. It's a fun game. Hard at times, but fun.
Oh, well, have you got to the Mad Dog mission yet?
What's that?
It's like a. Oh, I'm not going to spoil
No,
it, but it's like a.
I don't know what the missions are. I don't go by what the missions are called.
No, it was a rapper Mad Dog. He's trying to jump off a building.
Oh no, 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 I
Just
haven't.
don't.
Don't spoil
Yeah,
it.
just
Don't spoil
don't.
it.
I'm not. Don't activate any cheats
I don't do
like
cheats on there
before that
anyway
mission.
because it deactivates all the platinums.
Exactly.
Right, so getting a bit off games now because we've been talking about them a lot. Let's talk about music for a bit, shall we?
Oh no, I forgot I added this one. Okay,
Right.
so on my notes here, I mean, they need to know we have notes soon enough.
Yeah.
It says that 30 and Solar Power were the best albums of 2020.
What
These
about
albums
Donda?
are average. Donda's one of the best. I mean, if it wasn't for Tyler the Creator's Call Me If You Get Lost, which is a masterpiece of storytelling and production, Donda would certainly be the best.
Yeah. Well, sidetrack before we go on about these. My best albums are the Eminem ones. After you've made me go into them, and I've listened to every single album now.
Oh, yeah, I mean, share AirPod audio is certainly a magical beast.
When it worked,
When it
you
works,
ended up robbing my AirPods onto your phone.
yeah, because mine didn't work.
Anyway, best albums of 2021. Whoever's watching this, probably not a lot of people, but if you see the link at the top of the video, you can write there what your best album
What?
is, and
Where's
we
the
will
link?
discuss it
Wait,
in
I
the
can't see it.
next. We'll discuss it in the next podcast.
I can't find it.
Are you watching it? No.
Oh, your voice is just chopped up about 5 times.
Wow.
I know, right?
But I don't personally know any of these albums that you've put on here, so this is a
What?
totally your slide.
30. Oh yeah, it is my slide. 30 is the Adele album. Have you listened to that?
No, I don't like Adele
Oh,
apart from Wrecking Ball.
because you're not a 35-year-old Facebook mum, you
Yeah,
probably haven't.
exactly.
And Solar Power. This is Lord's new album.
Mm,
I'm a fan of Lord, but this project was actually quite average.
yeah.
Yeah. What is your album of the year?
This year, I was expecting. I couldn't wait for the Ed Sheeran one to come out. However, it wasn't as good as the last couple, so not him.
Yeah.
I think we discussed this
We
a couple
discussed
of
this in
days
the
ago.
rehearsals.
Yeah, and I said Dave's album.
Dave's album. We're all learning this together.
Oh,
That
and
is
I remember we both agreed that Drake's was the worst.
Certified Lover Boy.
Yeah.
Yeah, the first 2 tracks, Champagne Poetry, is amazing, great sample.
Yeah, I
But
like
after
that
that,
one.
it falls apart. Drake sounds bored, he sounds uninterested, and he sounds.
Sounds like he's just doing it for the money.
He is literally just doing it
Yeah.
for the money. And, like, Girls Want Girls is a travesty that should never have been released.
Yeah. Right. Now,
Wait, what are you talking about now?
we are now going to be talking about the PS5 issue.
Politics.
We're not on to politics.
So let's talk about politics and get everyone cancelled. Mm.
Right, the PS5 shortage. Would you like to explain what is happening here?
Shortage, more like a long edge. That doesn't
No.
make sense. Right.
Anyway, basically, if you have been following the news or anything, the gaming news obviously, you would have known the PS5 came out around, it was this month last year, and you couldn't
That's
exactly
it.
get hold of it. And a year later, we're in the same situation. But they
I've
did
heard.
change the model of the PS5. The new model warms up 3 degrees warmer, which means in a couple of years that model will burn. It will like not work.
The one that I have right now.
No, no,
It's
no, no,
gonna
no.
burn.
No, they changed the model this year.
Oh, good. So mine's not
So
going to
they made it
incinerate when I'm
like a
trying to
little
play
bit
NBA.
smaller, but changed the fan and removed the heatsink. They put a smaller heatsink in, so it doesn't cool down as
Heat
much.
heat sink, more like heat bath,
Please,
because
everyone, ignore his thing. Right,
right.
and that was a really big
PS5
topic.
shortage. The reason why there is a PS5 shortage is that Jack has been eating them all. He has been eating the PS5 from the faceplates to the SSD, all the way down to the heatsink. That is why there are no more heatsinks.
Oh, especially the LED lights. Come on.
He's been devouring them all, and I've tried to tell him to stop. I've tried to tell him to go to somewhere to get help for it, but he will not stop eating those gaming consoles.
I mean, shh.
This is an intervention. This is a podcast intervention, Jack.
Right, I think we've had enough of taking the mick out of Jack now, don't we?
Yes, it's time to take the mick out of me.
Snow. If you live in
I get that
Britain,
I'm white, but there's no need for that insult.
if you if you live in Britain, you may have noticed over the weekend and today,
That it's terrible, that Britain is terrible and should leave immediately.
no, we had
Oh.
snow. This
Did
snow.
we?
Well, where were you? Were you living under a rock?
No, I never could have guessed that there was snow, not only from the 100 Instagram stories about it.
Including mine.
Yes, I saw yours. Yeah, so there has been snow from the Storm Arwen.
Arwen, that was it.
Arwen.
I'm sure
And
we've gone
it's
back to
caused a
A
lot.
now. It was A, B, C. It went to Ellen, and now it's gone back.
Yeah, alternates. This is I don't know, it usually alternates between letters and
You know
girls'
what?
names
I
and
would love
boys'
that
names.
job. Sit there and just name a storm.
Did you know that the Pixar, you know the person who's responsible for naming Pixar movies got about £600,000 for naming the movie Cars.
Jesus.
And yeah. So the snow, obviously, it's caused I'm a Celebrity to shut down for the weekend.
Yeah, I find that was funny.
Good.
People on there, Bossy. Apparently, one person on there, I saw this in the newspaper, really showing my age now, but made someone cry in the show because he was bossing them around saying he wanted the shower.
Oh no. Well, according to newspapers, you can't believe everything you see in the media.
That is very true, especially with the petrol crisis, what the sun did to that.
Yep, the sun burns everything, and eventually it will burn us,
Not that fun.
figuratively and literally. I can't get. Sorry, I got a pen stuck in my sleeping dogs. The game.
Right. Now we're going to talk about how our
Where's
weeks
the?
have gone.
I just thought that the click. You know the clicker icon that you know
The
to
what?
click on something.
Yeah.
The cursor. So I've just thought that the thing on the ending screen, the clicker on the ending screen, was
Yeah.
mine. So I've just tried to. I
we're,
just tried to move it.
we're not on that
It's
slide
not.
yet, but they'll understand that in a minute, won't they?
Yes, they will understand me
Right,
and my
so
thought of
how
the
our
week.
weeks have gone? How has your week gone? You done
Uh,
anything
Started
special?
off cool, tailed off towards the end a bit as I just kept staying in and playing Tony Hawk all the time.
I've got my first notification on the PS5 saying an item in your wish list is on sale. It's the first time they've actually said it. Like all year, I've had things in the wish list, and it's just never told me when they're on sale, which is his job.
Is that like made your week? Is that like your
Yeah, that's
defining
made
moment of this week?
a thing that was supposed to be in there that they advertised from day one took them a year to put in.
What, like wish lists?
Yeah, the wish list was there, just the
The
notification
items
setting was
of
there.
wish list. Wish list. That's the thing that they could have added that
I know.
makes the most sense.
And also, I figured out if accolades, you can now give up to 3 accolades per game.
Muy interesante.
That's really all that's happened this week. Oh, apart from the fire alarm went off again, burning the school
Oh
down
yeah,
in
it did.
silence.
It wasn't my fault. It was the teacher.
Well,
They
apparently
said,
the teacher said that she knew it was going to go off. This is what she said. So
yeah,
when I went and I was the reporter, I went up to her. I was like, "Did
yeah.
you
She
know
told the
this fire
science
was going to
department.
go off?" She's like,
She told the
"Yeah, I
science
did."
department that it was, and we got a day out in the snow.
Yeah, and then all got detentions for playing with the snow.
He was pelting snowballs at girls. Cancelling.
Shut up. Right.
I know.
I would say this concludes this episode, but Andrew
But
has a little thing to talk about that he's wrote in himself.
I would like to raise awareness. Does anyone know if I can buy a platypus? You know, those long backs with straight beaks? Are they bills? Either way, can I pay the bills to buy one, or do I have to steal one? If you do not hear me next week, I've been arrested for breaking into the zoo. And that concludes our thing. Podcast? Wait, is this a podcast or is this like a YouTube thing?
This is a podcast.
And does it go on YouTube or is it just...
But where else is it going to go?
Don't know. If you get a Spotify account, you can put it on there.
It's going on YouTube. We have a YouTube account.
But I want to be like Joe Rogan. I want to sell stuff.
Right, now you're just sounding like a capitalist.
What do you think I am? A communist?
Right, anyway,
Well,
thank you for
anyway, that
watching.
concludes...
I was your host, Jack, and your co-host, Andrew.
Co-host? What are you talking about? We're both toast together. This is our pod. Now I'm sounding like a communist.
Anyway, join us next week where we'll be talking about... What will we be talking about next week? Oh, also, if you have any topics you would like us to talk about, the links at the top is going in 5 seconds.
Subtopic just ratio.
But write down any topics you want us to do, or in the comments of the video. That's
Yes,
all
indeed.
from me. Andrew, you got anything else to say?
Yes, Puma Pants lol.
What did you just say?
Puma Pants lol. They'll get what it means.
Right, okay. Goodbye.
Goodbye.